Anyway, let's talk about my new love, my new obsession. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Firefly. Now, let me take you back to about over a year ago when me and Matthew Rowney had started Who Addicts Reviews. We were in the channel pretty deep and we started to like a few pages and we were admins already on We Don't Care What You Think Doctor Who is Epic and all sorts of other Facebook groups like Whovians United and all that. And I started to see the TV show Firefly more and more and more, and I was getting told by a constant amount of people that I should watch Firefly. In fact, I believe that one person even asked me, "Oh my god, what do you think of Firefly?" assuming that I'd seen it. And so I knew, I had the common knowledge about Firefly. I knew that it was apparently axed after just one series, after just 14 episodes, and I was told that it was a really, really great show. But now I'm not going to do this video spewing Firefly at you, assuming that I know everything about it, because I'm not just going to come into a new show that I've just discovered and then just go, I know everything about it. I don't. Apparently there are comic books about it and all sorts of other tie-ins to the series, you know, and stuff like that, so I'm not going to assume that I know everything, but I am going to be talking to you guys about my views on the series. Now, for those of you wondering what the hell Firefly is, I will read the blurb here for you. 500 years in the future, there's a whole new frontier and a crew of Firefly-class spaceship Serenity, which involves Captain Malcolm Reynolds, Wash, who is the pilot, Zoe, who is Captain Malcolm Reynolds' second mate, and also best friend, I suppose you could say, and a crew of other rather brilliant people. And anyway, so Serenity is eager to stake a claim on the action. They'll take any job, legal or illegal, to keep fuel in the tanks and food on the table. But things get a bit more complicated and interesting, may I add, after they take on a passenger wanted by the new totalitarian alliance regime. That is like the government of the 500 years future. Now they find themselves on the run, desperate to steer clear of alliance ships and the flesh-eating Reavers who live on the fringes of space. Now, the first episode that I had heard of Reavers, you never got to see a Reaver, at least in the series you didn't. You got to see it in the 2005 film based on the series. You got to see them in Serenity, but in Firefly you never got to see a Reaver pretty much, and I think that was just really brilliant because I desperately wanted to see a Reaver, and you had to completely rely on the actors, on the characters' just total fear of Reavers. You had to completely rely on their faces and how they would just constantly try to dodge a Reaver ship, and you know, that they would just be so scared of it, and you had to rely on that. And I think that is what made me just want to see a Reaver more and more and more. And I think it was just absolutely brilliant. Honestly, the Reavers are just an absolutely amazing creature, and the fact you have to rely on the actors to sort of lead your imagination into thinking what a Reaver would look like, it's just astounding. Now, for those of you who know me by now, you'll know that I am a sucker for a series with great character development, and Firefly is probably one of the best examples of this. I mean, seriously, right from the get-go, I wanted to be on that cruise ship Serenity. Yes, there were quite a lot of the time people were beating each other up, but I mean, come on, there's got to be a bit of friction there sometimes. It's what made the show interesting sometimes. But all the crew of these people, it was a crew of 9 people, and you thought with a cast of a whole 9 characters that some people would fall through the cracks. No, I mean, in some episodes there were just honestly, you just loved these characters more and more and more. I mean, seriously, there were just some characters in there that you just loved all of them, and they were all from different backgrounds and different they were raised in different environments, and you can see that in every episode. And like I said, that brings friction, but at the same time it makes for the perfect crew. All 9 of these people make one amazing crew, and you can see that right from the get-go. And Captain Malcolm Reynolds is like a veteran. He was in a war that he lost, and so he now crews the ship Serenity as sort of like a fugitive. Well, they're harbouring a fugitive, a doctor and his sister River. Yeah, I know. I made a Doctor Who reference out of that too. But I just think that the show is just absolutely amazing in terms of great character development and great narrative as well. It has a great narrative and great character development and just actors that you just adore. And my god, Nathan Fillion is just frickin' amazing. Enough said. Now I think it's time to mention my favourite episode of Firefly, and it is Out of Gas, which is a absolutely brilliant episode in my opinion, using flashbacks and I think great camera effects, you know, to show flashbacks. I think it had a great camera effect there, and using flashbacks they had showed how Captain Malcolm Reynolds and his second mate Zoe came upon to actually buy the ship Serenity, and how they managed to assemble the crew, and basically their origin story really, and how they all met in a certain way, and really I think it was just an absolutely amazing episode, and really it showed Captain Malcolm Reynolds and what he would do for his crew, that he would die with his ship. He would go down with his ship and he would die to save his crew, and that's just something. I mean, we have all heard the term a captain goes down with his ship, but honestly this is the perfect example of that phrase, because it is just an absolutely amazing episode, and out of all of them I think that it was just absolutely brilliant. But the funniest episode I feel has to go to me anyway, Janestown, because you know, Jane is you know, sort of loved and is a legend upon these upon these folk of mud people, and they're just it has some really hilarious moments, and I just love it. But yeah, favourite episode has got to be Out of Gas, an emotional and absolutely brilliant thrill ride. Now, I know I am extremely late on this conversation, and I know I am extremely late on this conversation. I am over 2 years late on this conversation, and I probably have no right to join this conversation, and I have said conversation far too many times, but why the freaking hell was it axed? Really, that is a serious question. It was doing well. You know, I don't understand it. Where do networks or channels or programmes or whatever, like BBC and Fox, why do they do this? They don't give a show a chance to breathe, let alone to bloody get tired out. Honestly, I mean, yes, down the line, Firefly may have probably, you know, but Joss Whedon is more than capable of making a show last past 8 seasons. I mean, come on, look at Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I mean, seriously. But Joss Whedon is more than capable of making a narrative for a show last for a really long time. And why Fox didn't give him a chance to do this, I think, is just dreadful. I mean, it's not like these actors don't work. I mean, all these actors who play, the cast are still working. Joss Whedon, my God, he's the busiest out of all of them. So, you know, so it's not like Firefly is some, you know, like, it's not like it still plagues all the cast and crew or anything like that. It's not like it's still there in their nightmares or anything. It's something that they want back. They are all still working, this cast, but they are all still wanting Firefly back. And I think that just shows how absolutely brilliant the show is. This show is still one of the greatest sci-fi shows ever, with only just one series. I mean, seriously, Joss Whedon created a gem and Fox didn't give it a chance. And seriously, I will forever hit Fox for that. I mean, seriously, Fox are more dicks than the BBC. I'll be honest. They really are complete and total pricks. So then, that is it for my views on Firefly. Please like this video and also subscribe to my other channel that I do with Matthew Rowney, Who Addicts Reviews, and also subscribe here on Hermits United. Now, if you guys have not bought the box set of Firefly, don't worry, it is not too much money. At my HMV that I got it from, it was only $4.99, but I don't know how the prices differ. Please go to your local DVD shop or whatever, and please do tell me in the comment section below how much it's going for. And if you haven't seen Firefly, also express your views as well. If you're interested in seeing it, just watch this video if you're interested, or just go to all sorts of the Firefly web forums and stuff like that, because they will more than tell you the awesome stuff that Firefly can do. So to end this video, let's do it. Catch you guys next time.